Growing up, I had 3 New Years every year: Nowruz, January 1st, and Rosh Hashanah, which takes place in the fall. But did you know that the Jewish New Year is actually also in the spring, right around Nowruz? Rosh Hashanah, which means head of the year, takes place in the fall. But the Torah doesn't use that word, and also places the holiday in the first day of the 7th month. Wait, how can the New Year be in the 7th month? Is this an elaborate April Fool's prank? Does this mean I can have a New Year's party on July 1st? Do some simple math, and we find that the first month is Nissan, which is this weekend. And indeed, the New Year still celebrated by the Assyrian community is called Nissan, the first of Nissan. And it's also called Rosh Hashanah, Aramaic for Rosh Hashanah, head of the year. Historically, this was celebrated during the vernal equinox, identical to Nowruz, but today, because of merging with the Western calendar, it's celebrated on April 1st, identical to the Persian holiday of Sizda Badar. It makes sense that the Persians and Assyrians would have holidays in common. After all, the Persians conquered the Assyrians, and they've been merging cultural practices for thousands of years. It also makes sense that ancient Israelite culture, being at the crossroads of 3 continents, might have adopted New Years from different cultures. The fall New Year was celebrated by Semitic peoples, and the spring New Year by people living to the east. And believe it or not, unlike modern practices considering Rosh Hashanah to be the New Year, Persian Jews have historically been more likely to consider Nisan the New Year, not only because of proximity to Nowruz, but because of a deep biblical orientation and close reading of text. Judeo-Persian writings seem to almost uniformly consider Nisan as the New Year. And the night that Passover, which we call Moed Nisan, ends, you have big parties for the most auspicious night of the year. And what's the holiday called? Not Mimuna like the Moroccans, but Shabbos Sol, literally New Year's Eve. There's textual evidence of this too. By the time of the Mishnah, the rabbis were writing that there were actually 4 New Years. The New Year for the animals, the 1st of Elul. The New Year for the trees, Ilanot, usually around January, February. The New Year for years, whatever that means. And Nisan, which is called the New Year for kings. I'm tempted to claim here that this is because all Persian Jews are absolute kings, or because of our Midrash that King Cyrus was the son of Queen Esther, but it actually makes sense historically. Who were the kings that ruled us for the nearly 1,000 years before the Mishnah? The Assyrians, with their spring New Year, Nisan. The Babylonians with their spring New Year, Akitu, in the month of Nisanu. And the Persians with their spring New Year, which we celebrated just last week. Pretty cool that the Jewish New Years can reflect our place as a Semitic people, but also as a people who lived in a fruitful diaspora in the East among the Iranians for thousands and thousands of years. Between the 4 Jewish New Years, Nowruz, and the Western New Year, I'm like hundreds of years old.